Oh, bland, generic, and nothing new. Just more isekai trash. At least that's what people are saying about this anime called My Status as an Assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. So that's what everyone is saying about this anime. And from what I can tell, people are really torn. They have mixed feelings about this anime. Know, and I was a little bit, off put as well when I saw comments on a certain website that was just calling this pure garbage, just garbage, and about 90% of the comments were just like shitting on this anime. And so I'm over here like thinking, damn, I'm not gonna even give this a chance. I wasn't gonna even watch this, and I may or may not regret watching this later down the road. But what I can say is even though everyone's shitting on it, I genuinely like. I really tried to not like this anime, so me watching it actually made me enjoy it more. I don't know why, but I actually enjoyed this anime, even though, like I said in the beginning, it's generic, and some are saying that it has pretty animation, yet the story is bland. Like I don't know why everyone just dogpiling on shitting on this anime. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I don't know if I had such low expectations, but for me, it just felt really, it felt good. It felt great. I enjoyed it. I liked the character dynamics of, the loner guy and then this one of the knights. They were getting along, and obviously, like, there's just a lot to unpack when it comes to the world building. We really don't know much. This is just the pilot. Just the episode one. It's a pilot episode pretty much, and so there's just so much that is a mystery right now. So I may or may not regret watching this anime, but I just want to say that episode one, in my opinion, wasn't as garbage as everyone says. It wasn't as bad as what everyone says. It just felt like another isekai, but it didn't feel that trashy. And the storyline, while it is generic and while people did find it bland, I actually found it like well paced and a good setup for episode 2 and onwards. We didn't like just lollygag all day about, oh yeah, I'm a loner, I'm sad, I don't trust nobody. They didn't just spend all of episode 1 just background shit. They went straight to the jugular. They went straight to the point. They got summoned by the king and the princess. You know, the loner guy, he's feeling a little bit iffy about trusting anybody. All right, so his name is Oda Akira. And meanwhile, we still haven't really met any of the other casts, but we have met the students, and like, bro, there's just too many students. But the main hero is Sato Tsusuka. And so, yeah, so far so good, man. Honestly. And then let me read the description really quick, just in case you guys want to watch it. You don't know if you want to watch it, or you're listening to all the negative feedback. So Oda Akira is the kind of guy who people forget is even there. His unassuming nature pays off, though, when his entire class is swept away to a fantasy world, and he slips easily into his new role as a silent assassin. Between his suspiciously high starting stats and too many details that don't fit, Akira is sure something is wrong. But digging into the royal secrets is a dangerous game, and when Akira uncovers an evil scheme, he also makes a powerful enemy, the very king who brought him into the world. With the help of the elven spirit medium Amelia, he can find the power to set things right and get his revenge. Like, okay, so you can see here it ended with like a question mark, and when it said revenge. And so, guys, this honestly was a good setup episode. I don't know why they're dog piling on this anime, calling it trash, saying this and that. It's another isekai. Maybe that's, just having the isekai stamp just automatically gives it a bad name. And that to me is just sad. If you just watch an isekai, and you just assume it's gonna be trash. Like when I read the comments, then I started thinking it's gonna be trash. But then once I watched it, I was like, okay, this is not necessarily trash. It's not necessarily garbage. It's pretty. It's not. It's more than subpar. That's for sure. So yeah, guys, I think I rambled long enough. On it, I don't know why. I guess it's a love or hate anime. But here's the thing about the first episode. This is the thing about first impressions, right? It's always, you have to always do the 3 episode rule, or at minimum 2 episodes. Okay, maybe you didn't like the pacing of episode 1. Maybe you wanted to know more about the characters. Maybe everything was just too much in your face. Everything was too rushed. This is just the first episode, so you can't really judge it that quickly. So for me, it's like, all right, episode 1 did its job, though. It kept me entertained. It went straight to the point. We're getting to the plot. There's no beating around the bush. I honestly enjoyed this anime. Episode 1. You know why? How I know I enjoyed it? Because I wasn't annoyed. I wasn't snoozing off. I wasn't, all these things usually happen within the first episode. I'm like, oh, fuck. Then I forced myself to follow the 3 episode rule. But here, I'm not struggling with the 3 episode rule. I'm actually anticipating watching another episode. So there you have it, guys. For everyone who thought it was garbage, fine. It's fucking garbage. Go watch another anime. Or at least give it 2 more episodes before calling it complete fucking filth. And not even giving it a chance. It's just sad when, on the first episode, people just dog on something and not even give it a chance. And like I said, maybe you didn't like the episode 1 pacing and shit, but at the same time, it's like, it's episode 1. What do you expect? Oh, well, anyways, I think I've done enough to defend this anime. And like I said, there's always doubt for the next episode and onwards. So while episode 1 for me was it gets a B plus. Episode 2 might get worse, and it might just be a slippery slope into the into the dumpster fire that is known as isekais. But hey, it might just be an uphill from here. Episode 2, 3, 4, and 5 and onwards might be a climb, and that's what I'm hoping. But most likely than not, this anime is gonna be a roller coaster. You're gonna have some episodes that go down, then you're gonna have good episodes, you're gonna have bad episodes. But that's just in general how an anime is gonna be. You're not gonna always have a masterpiece like a Demon Slayer just pop up out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Alright, you guys, yeah, go watch my other videos, guys.